everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Relearning Minecraft. I'm Rosabelle, you can call me Rez, and I just wanted to give a quick little reminder that once we reach 100 subscribers, I will be holding a poll over on my Instagram, so you guys can help me decide what to do to help fill this little village. Anyways, with business out of the way, I have a couple of updates. The first is, while doing some mining off camera, I died. A lot. So if you're wondering why that's not enchanted anymore and why this isn't enchanted anymore, it was a rough time. It was a really rough time. The other update that I have for you guys is that I did some brainstorming, did some thinking, and I really want to keep using this tower for enchanting, and I have other ideas for how to fill this space instead of the stairs, but I went ahead and I just filled up this top floor entirely with slabs, so that way we can still do our little enchanting area up here. It just won't be the floating idea that I originally had. So at some point today, hopefully we will have enough books to move this up to there, because I would rather wait till this is at 15 books. The next order of business for today is more village stuff, as I'm pretty sure you guys are pretty sick of mining at this point, and so am I. And there's definitely more mining that has to be done before I take on the nether, or the nether. So, my plans for the village today are to add some custom trees, because I have a vision. There is a vision and thoughts. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. And like, if you stand right here, that's just, I fell. We're not talking about it. Oh, it's just so pretty. Wow. Anyways, I have a vision, and I'm really excited to add the trees and then more of the terraforming that I did along the riverbed. The other thing that I kind of want to tackle today, I don't know if I'll tackle up here, is I want to go and add more of these retaining walls. Where I'm thinking they'll go is kind of behind the library, as I want to kind of just frame it out a little bit, blend it into the terrain, and that way I can kind of section off the village into a couple of different areas and chunks. So like over here can be like farming and fishing and things like that. Livestock. Haha, that's a word. And then over here I can do the blacksmith and leather worker and stuff more like that. So I just want silk touch so I can do some stuff here, because this is one of the things that I want to turn into a custom tree, a cherry tree specifically. Anyways, with the plans communicated so that you guys kind of have an idea of what to expect this episode, let's get started. Honestly, the first thing I'm going to start with is actually going to be doing digging, which is so entertaining for everyone, I know, but it does need to happen. I need the dirt, and no, that's not what I wanted to dig. I almost feel like, in a weird way, you can never have enough dirt in Minecraft. Maybe it's because I still kind of do dirt scaffolding for myself when I'm playing, but I don't know. I always feel like I don't have enough dirt to do the projects that I think of. Now, I am normally the kind of person who fills it in all the way so there's no gaps, so I don't have to worry about torches and coal, but I think I'm going to try out just dealing with the gaps underneath to see how I like that process, because one, it'll be much faster, and two, it will take less dirt and less, it'll just, I'm curious to see if it'll actually be the smarter option or if I will prefer making it solid, because generally I'd like to make it solid so if I dig down I don't have to worry about things falling. That is just my personal preference. I know a lot of people play differently, and that is totally fine. My playstyle probably doesn't totally make sense for Java. No, the stone. That's so rude. When I terraform, I really like to lean into the natural terrain. So like there's a lot of hills in this area, so I want to lean into those hills. I want the height differences, and I want to get that slope that you see in a lot of these spots to just kind of make this cohesive. I want it to feel like it fits into the surroundings, and it's not this weird, unnatural occurrence that you wouldn't typically expect to see in a space like this. I will be using a combination of moss and grass for this, so it'll be some trial and error as I figure out how exactly I want to do it. For now, I'm just going to do it all in dirt, because I can always go back and add the moss later, but this will give me the feel of what I am going for, and I'll be able to see if it works. I'm trying to play smarter than I did last episode. I made a lot of mistakes when planning out the library, and I definitely made a lot of mistakes while actually playing the game. We're gonna hope that those don't happen this time. Yeah, I'm gonna like how this is all gonna look once it's done. I think it'll really just give it a nice little facelift, I don't know where I was going with that sentence. Now, I am going to be using iron for the shovels, mainly because, well, the off-camera incident of Doom kind of spooked me pretty badly when it came to using my diamonds, as I nearly lost a lot of the ones that I had gathered at that point in time, and I did end up losing a bunch of other stuff that I was really excited to use as resources for building and just, other valuable things like gold and iron and all that. So iron shovels it is. I kind of feel like iron golems, I know they're not actually like sentient, but I feel like they are because they make stupid choices like getting in front of where you're hitting things as if it'll like not result in you dying. It's like they're waiting for an excuse to just knock you out. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole, diggy diggy hole, diggy diggy hole. I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole, diggy diggy hole, digging a hole. I actually, at one point in time, I had that song memorized because my cousin and my brother were just obsessed with it. I have a really good musical memory, so it just kind of haunted me at all times. Probably could have sung it in my sleep if I was a sleep talker. Great song. Don't get me wrong, like the production's great. It's very well done, but I don't think any person wants that just playing on their head on loop when they can't sleep. It's not the most pleasant of experiences, I can confirm. I actually wanted to ask you guys a question. I wanted to know what your favorite parts of Minecraft are. I wanted to know, is it the building? Are you more of a redstoner? Are you just someone who likes to really grind up the game and see how fast you can do it and what you can accomplish? I would absolutely love to know, because I've mentioned this before, I think it's really cool how diverse of a game Minecraft can be just in the hands of the players, and knowing what different people like to do, it's just, I don't know, it helps inspire me to remind me of all the possibilities that there are, more than just, what I've pigeonholed myself into. And along that same vein, like, what is your favorite thing to watch people do? Is it more of the building? Is it the mining? Is it the speed running? Is it tutorials? I'd just be really curious to know and see what people's different preferences are, because, again, like, Minecraft has so many possibilities, and then there's the people who do crazy stuff with, like, note blocks and redstone. I remember, actually, when I was a kid, there was one specific player, and now I don't remember what their name was, but I loved watching them do these really elaborate note block creations where it would turn into whatever song was particularly popular at that time. Like, I remember, like, when Frozen came out and they did a really, really incredible rendition of Let It Go using the note blocks, and I don't know, stuff like that's really cool to me. Doesn't make sense, but I acknowledge that it's this really cool aspect of the game that people are able to do things like that. There's mechanics in the game that allow for that kind of creativity of, I guess, music production. Would that fall under music production? I don't actually know. If somebody knows, like, please leave a comment. I'd be totally interested in finding that out. Here's another question that I have. I've seen a lot of Minecraft YouTubers do this, and I can't figure it out. Maybe I'm just not the brightest in this particular regard, but how do people do the thing where they drop the same item from their inventory into their hotbar? If I ran out of dirt when I was using dirt, there's like a hotkey that you can use to just drop it down. I don't understand. I don't understand what it is. I don't know what is the magic? Because I would like to know. It looks like it would make my life significantly easier. Maybe it's a mod thing. I don't know. But do I really know anything? No, that's one of life's great illusions. You never truly know anything. What? Why? Why are you guys here? Don't you have better things to do, like pillage some other village? Just, like, a little side note, who decided that it should be called pillage? Like, did they mean for it to rhyme with village? Was that, like, an intentional pun? I don't understand linguistics. Would that be linguistics, or would that be, like, etymology? I don't know. Run away! Get some steak! Regen! Bro. Yeah! I'm basically a pro at this. We're not gonna talk about the rest of the stuff that happened. I'm a pro. I decided. Thank you. Back to dirt. Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. I'm actually so excited for it to be fall, though. I am absolutely a fall girly. I love Halloween. I love the vibes of the fall season. Fall, guys. Easily my favorite. The one exception would be like a really, really snowy winter. I love snow from inside my house where it's warm and I don't have to worry about being soggy or my glasses fogging up. Because that's a fun fact. I wear glasses. My skin does not have glasses because I could not figure out how to put them on, but in real life, I have glasses like a nerd. Lol. Just give me a minute. Alright, since my main focus is actually going to be this area over here today, I've gone around and I've done all of the dirt terraforming that I think I am going to do for this area. So there's going to be one staircase up here. I've left this open, so I'm going to put like bushes there because why not? And up here I might put a little house, and then I'm going to put let's do a cherry tree there, and then there will also be an option to come this way and come around and join up back with another staircase over here. I'll probably do a spruce tree there, a cherry tree there, so it's just kind of like this foresty path. I want to do a cherry tree there. And over here I have not totally decided what I'm going to do, and I'm probably not going to decide what I want to do for a while because it'll depend on how many buildings I can come up with ideas for. Then I'm going to kind of turn this into like a natural cliff looking thing, so there'll probably be a tree up there, but I don't know for sure yet. I for sure want a cherry tree here. I can't fully decide where all of the custom trees are going to go just yet because I do still have to figure out buildings and how I want all those to fit in, but I'm very excited because I like trees. This will probably just turn into like a really narrow gap alleyway thing. I haven't totally decided yet. Oh, there's a hole there. Oop. I think what I'm going to do, I've been brainstorming this, so I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. This does, I think, come out over here. Yes. So I will probably close that up, except for I'll leave this here so I can kind of go down here and travel that way by boat if I want to. But I think I'm going to turn in here to where my nether portal is eventually. So it's kind of shut off from the rest of the village, and there's a little bit of distance in case any mobs come through. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but you know, it's Minecraft and you can never be too sure. I think that's all the placing of the custom trees that I'm going to do for now. I'm going to have a lot of like park areas too because I love outdoorsy stuff. And this I will be building something to cover because I do want to hold on to this. This is a useful resource, but we don't need villagers, you know, just yeeting themselves on in there. Also, I will be villager proofing all of these high spots where it just is kind of a drop. I would rather not lose my villager friends, so those will be villager proofed eventually. I just have to decide how I want to do that, but I want to match this vibe that I have here, and I'm going to use this for like the little garden areas, but for the spots where it's going to be like kind of, oh, that's going to look so good, cradling the buildings and where the villagers sleep, I just want to make sure that they are all safe and sound and protected for any that I leave free roaming. Don't know how many that will be, but I would rather prepare for it now than later. All right, I'm going to use this area as kind of my guinea pig area because I think what I want to do, yeah, is a combination of mostly the polished diorite, but then the occasional block of calcite to just kind of break up the texture a little bit, make it a little more interesting to look at. Yeah, I think that's going to be how I go about this. So we're just going to kind of randomly place this stuff around and see how things go. Yeah, I definitely think that the calcite mixed in is just like a very subtle difference in texture, but it helps quite a bit. Yoink. My yoink was off, but we're not going to talk about that. Okay, so I did some thinking, and I like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these, and then I'm going to do the spruce slabs on top. So it still is villager proof, but it will be very pretty, and it will blend. Oh no. No. I'm not going to have enough for now. But I do have enough to kind of give you guys an idea of what this looks like, and that is plenty. So even though it does kind of, you know, block the view a little bit, I think it'll look very good visually from far away. And I also think that, you know, villagers like to jump off of high things, and rather they didn't, in all honesty. Just messing around a bit. That's kind of the beauty of it, is for most things at least, you can experiment and really see what you like and what you don't like, which is always nice as someone who is highly indecisive and changes what they like from one moment to the next way of going about it, which is also why I should probably be testing all of this out in creative before I even attempt to do it in survival, so I'm not wasting resources. And yet, I do this anyways. Okay, time to see how this looks from far away. Oh, wait. I actually really like that. It's very subtle from a distance, I will admit, but I think it's actually kind of perfect. Yay! And that'll look so good once there's more buildings in place. And like, I'm planning on building some with mostly mangrove planks and then spruce roofs, and it's just, this is making me really excited to continue working and building in this village. Oh, I love it. I'm gonna need so much more calcite. Alright, I did a whole bunch of off-camera work gathering materials and mining, which was very stressful, especially after the last time, except I only died once, so yeah, I'm a pro. So I have a whole bunch more calcite and diorite, and I still have some more up in my base, and I also have stuff to work on the natural cliffs that I'm going to be including at parts I haven't decided if I'm going to do there. I'll probably do it there as well, but I have some of the materials there, so I should, theoretically, be good for the rest of what I have to build. I just need to decide how I want to do it. Let's get to it. Alright, this is where we're at. After doing a little bit more work, I am going to turn over here into more of that natural cliff looking thing that I've talked about in the past, and that's going to be this area. I just haven't done it yet. And then I do think that also is going to be what comes around here and then eventually feeds... Oh, crap, all the chicken nuggets. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. Anyways, we're going to have that natural cliff kind of come around there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into maybe more of the wall. And then just kind of, I'm gonna frame this out as I talk to you guys about it. Not going to be too picky about where the dirt's being placed right now, because I'm just trying to frame it all out, get an idea of what it might look like. Because I think... This is the ambitious idea, is I think I want to turn over here just like it's not really going to be a part of the village. I'm just going to turn it into gardens, make sure that it's not super accessible, and that way I don't have to worry about, I don't have to worry. That's really what it comes down to. I just need to decide how I want to do it. I'm really excited to see how this all comes together at the end, and I'm very curious to see if I will like it as much as I think I will, or if I will hate it. And I think that's kind of just a natural part of the game, is you just have to test things out over and over again until you figure out what you like. And in situations like this where, there's lots of options of what you may or may not like, you just kind of got to keep going and hope that you eventually land where you want to. The really interesting thing about putting all of this together is I feel like I'm being judged, especially the iron golems, but just like by the villagers. I know they can't actually judge me, but I feel like they are. I've decided I'm going to build a pond as well, because why not? And I feel like that also makes it tie in better to like the lower half of the village where there's the water features and all that. So, pond. We built a pond. That looks like a good pond. This was probably the worst way I could have gone about this. We're lucky I did not fall in. Especially since I only have one bucket on me right now. But, it's fine. Let's just take a long time doing it. I need to be more careful of that lava. This is actually kind of working. I don't know how, but it is.
No, my bucket!
But it's working. It went even. Hey! I can't believe that worked. But now we got a little pond that I'll be able to come back and like make pretty. Nice. It really is starting to look very good. I know that you guys might not be able to see my vision. You probably don't, because sometimes I question if I see my own vision, but it's definitely, this is going to look very, very nice when it is done. And I'm very excited to see that. For now, we still dig. We're just going to start taking care of this now, because it will be kind of key to how this all eventually comes together. I forgot that the paths don't. It's fine. It's a very easy fix. I'm just lazy. Ooh, so fun. So much fun to watch someone just dig dirt. With the moss now done in the way that I need it to be done for now, I can go ahead and get started on building these cliffs that I've been talking about. We're just gonna put a bunch of stuff away because I don't need all of this. We're gonna go ahead and get started over here, just like scattering blocks here and there. I'm going to need to make more mossy cobble. I didn't realize that. This still will not be enough mossy cobble, knowing me, but it's a really good start, and I am very impatient and just want to get this started. This is really my fatal flaw, is impatience. I get so excited to see the visions that I have come to life that I don't wait to be properly ready for them, but it's fine. Want to know why it's fine? Because I said so, and that's totally a valid reason. Huzzah. Alright guys, what do we think? There's still more that I gotta do, like I gotta do the stuff on top, but this is where we're at. I want it to look craggy and mountainous and wow. That was so descriptive and helpful, I bet, for all of you to understand what it is I'm trying to achieve here. A rock. Glorious. We look at it from other angles to make sure that the rock is still glorious. Wow. That is a rock. Yeah. A rock! Do you see the vision? There's rocks, cliffs, drama, but it makes it a lot more interesting than just having the retaining walls and the diorite everywhere. Obviously there's still a lot more that I need to get done, and I'm going to terraform a little bit more once I have a better idea of how I want the buildings to look. It's coming together. I need to go back and, you know, add the fences here because we do want to protect our little villager friends, but I'll probably, at least along here, I'll probably just stick with slabs because I mean that's not the biggest drop, and I think they'll be fine. Yeah, I really like how the little slab looks. I know it's not like the safest design, but also there's only so much you could do for villager stupidity. I should be able to start on the trees, which is really what I've been wanting to do this whole time. I have been dying to get to the trees and the plants, as that's really what I think is going to make all of this just perfect. No, I have to punch. It is time. We are making custom trees. I like building trees. I'm not going to say I'm great at it. I mean, you can obviously use this for reference and ideas if you want. I am totally okay with that. Know that I'm definitely not the best at this. It's gotta place the leaves. Dang it, I missed. What do? We chomp. If someone were to ask me for like tips on building organic shapes like trees, I honestly would say that my biggest tip that, you know, no one's asked for is to let it be ugly. That's kind of the main thing with any plant shape, is that it's going to be ugly at a point, and you just got to be okay with that, because that doesn't mean that it's not going to turn out the way that you're imagining. It just means that you're still on the journey to get there. It is a journey. It's going to take stepping back and looking at it from a bunch of different angles and perspectives and deciding that maybe you don't like it. Or maybe you do really like it, but you want to make a couple of adjustments here and here and here. It's about a journey, just like with actual plants, with actual, you know, nature and life and where it takes you. You have to be willing to let things go wrong. As long as you do that, you can find and make these amazing, incredible things. But if you're not willing to take that journey and to really see how messy it can get, you're losing sight of the beauty that comes from the incomplete product. At least that's my take on it. I understand that not everyone sees it that way. And you know, that is the perspective of someone who maybe doesn't take the game as seriously as others, which is not a bad thing. You do not have to take a game crazy serious in order to enjoy it. And anyone who says otherwise is lying to you, because there was a point in time when they didn't take it that seriously either. You're allowed to like things casually. You're allowed to be bad at things. The important thing is you find the ways to live and experience things the way that is going to make you happiest and what you're going to love the most about the experience. Take advantage of the journey. And that is the main key when building any organic shape, because trust me, it is a journey. See, look how pretty that's looking. It's just about finding your way there and taking advantage of the time that it takes. That's gonna bother me. See? Look at it. Yes, it had its moment where I was like, what am I doing? Why have I done this? But I'm really happy with how it turned out. Now, obviously, I'm not only going to do that cherry tree, and I'm not only going to do cherry trees. There's a couple other things that I would like to do. There's a couple other trees and whatnot that I'm going to be adding, including some spruce trees and a couple more cherry trees, because, yeah, it's cherry. Cherry is kind of my main theme, I guess, for this space. I mean, I don't hate that. but I don't super like it either. Moment of truth. Oh, that's worse. What is my problem? Why no work? Why so bad looking? And normally my philosophy is add more leaves until it gets good, but I don't think that'll work with this tree. With tree like this, maybe? That better? It's a little better. You know what? I do think that I'm just going to keep adding leaves until it looks great, because that's how we deal with life's problems. When life gives you problems, you add leaves. You know what? Actually, I do think that fixed it. That wasn't a struggle at all. Didn't make mistakes. This wasn't like my 4th or 5th attempt at it. I'm a professional. I always do it perfectly. No, my scaffolding. We make more tree. Oh yeah. Look at it. There's something about custom building a tree that really just ties the rest of the things that you're building together. Like, it makes it feel, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it makes it feel more cohesive. And I know that this is kind of like a finishing touch thing, and I probably shouldn't be doing trees right now, but it's helping me feel more confident that I like the ideas that are in my head. And yeah, I think these are looking really good so far. I was really nervous because, you know, trees, they're scary. But I think these are going really well. Yay! I will say the satisfying thing about like doing, cherry trees is you really do get kind of a different experience because so much of it is just like drapey. Another tree. And I know that cherry trees in real life look very like flowy. There's a lot of gaps and stuff, but I feel like in Minecraft you can't quite achieve that flowy, drapey, gappy look. So I am making these very lush, very thick. Oh no, I am hungry. And double oh no, I don't have extra food. Well, just ignore it. We tree. We make it up. We're adding more interesting shapes to tree, and if I'm not careful, then I will die building tree, which would be highly embarrassing. I will probably die building tree. But am I gonna stop what I'm doing? No. I think that is a very lovely tree. Now I gotta get food. The other question is, do I have food? Can't believe this. I haven't taken the time to make food, so I don't have any. Blasphemous. Also, just to address this, when I went mining, I came across a spawner. Now, I don't remember the kind of spawner, but I found this. And I know this is an incredibly rare item. I don't know how rare, but I'm incredibly excited about that, and I will probably never touch this. It will have... You know what? This is what we're gonna do. Where's my leather? I need this. And I need... Where me stick. Yes. Just, you know, brief detour along the way because this is incredibly important. Obviously, we are putting this on display in my library. It's glorious. I love it. And there it will stay. Now, I am going to take a quick break from building trees just because, you know, those do take me a while. I'm sure that there's people who can make them faster. Actually, yeah, well, there's for sure people who can make them faster. But I did say... Where's my sword? I did say that I also wanted to get enough books to move this up to my tower. And, I haven't done that. Now, I know I just, like, killed a bunch of my guys last episode, but I have been breeding them up. And, should probably use them for my leather. I always feel so bad. We're not going to talk about that. Okay, I decided to go out exploring to get more sugarcane because I was too impatient to wait for it to grow, and I totally just stumbled upon a pale oak forest. I'm quite a bit of ways from my spot. There's stuff I can toss out for pale oak because, hello? Absolutely worth it. Yes! Oh, I didn't think I would get any of this. And this is so unrelated to what I need to be doing. Ooh, and there's the flowers. I am a very happy res. Look at all this beautiful stuff. I just want all the things, and I don't have space for all the things because I don't have the things to get all the things. I really wish this is one of those moments that I just wish that I had a shulker box. I'm so paranoid that the sun's gonna go down and all of a sudden there'll be a creaking. And I don't know a lot about creakings besides the fact that they're kind of like the weeping angels from Doctor Who. You know what I'm also wondering? How do you get resin? And yes, I know the sun's going down. I should not be going further in. But resin came in with the pale oak stuff, right? So how do I get it? I would like it. Okay, I'm getting out of here because the sun's really going down. But I would really like resin. I think it's a really cool looking block and I would like to use it. I don't know what I would use it for, but I want it because I am greedy. I'm literally just waiting for this sapling to fall so that I can go back to getting sugarcane and refocus. Come on. Now I'm waiting for That sapling. I didn't expect another one to fall, but I know that it's floating up there. Please. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Yes, we can leave. We're good. I don't want to stay here. There's too much of a chance that a creaking will just like appear and go. Now, I'm not totally sure because I just haven't bothered to do the math because I'm in school right now. I literally have been using my brain all day. I am recording this at about 10 p.m. I'm tired. I don't want to use my brain anymore, so I'm not going to. Okay, how many books does this give me? 16. That should be plenty. 9. 9. That's enough, right? Because it's 4. Yes! I have enough! Alright. I'm gonna put the enchanting table there. And then it'll be book. 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 And then book. 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 I know that's covering the windows. I'm okay with that because they're literally just there for aesthetic purposes and nobody can really see them. Yes. It's not perfect. It's not what I initially imagined, but I am so okay with how it turned out. And I can work on upgrading my gear and getting better and better. And eventually I'm going to be so good at this game that it's going to blow everyone's minds because I'm just like the coolest. But I do have to get back to building trees. And turns out I like vastly underestimated how much wood I would need. So this is probably going to be the last tree that I build for today. So enjoy it and let's get on with it. And there we go. There's another tree. It's a beautiful tree. But it definitely, just having those trees makes me feel so much better about the overall space and the vibe and just things are coming together. And every time I say that, all I can picture is Kronk. But just real quick, we are going to get some, these leaves, as leaves. No, azalea leaves. My goodness. Okay, this is something that I have seen other players and creators do, and I'm gonna hope that I'm gonna do it right. I've admitted, I can test it out here. Yeah, that looks fine. Look how pretty that is. Yeah, look at that. That's so nice. We've done a lot today. As the sun sets, we are going to go ahead and say goodbye for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching and for all of your support. I truly appreciate every like, comment, and subscribe, which, go ahead and do those now because, again, once we reach 100 subscribers, I'm going to do a poll, and you guys are going to help me add more stuff to this slowly growing village, even though I am procrastinating and constantly distracted. Anyways, I hope you all have a lovely time wherever you are, whatever time that may be. And I will see you all next time. Bye.